They are currently attempting to ethnically cleanse America. And we are currently in the conditioning phase of it all. Everything that you see that's going on, from the mass deportations to all of these troops being unloaded into various states. I think at this point now we have 4 states. Yeah, it's all part of this plan to ethnically cleanse America, get rid of all of the ethnic groups here in America. The major ones are the ones that they feel is uh, a threat.
Then Washington, D.C. must be swept clean. I believe entire neighborhoods probably need to be emptied, need to be bulldozed. I believe that there are places that are so crime-ridden and so infested that you just need to, you're just going to have to crack down. You're going to have to do the job, and you're going to have to get the crime out of Washington. That's my personal experience. Don't believe the bullshit that you hear online. What happened to D.C., especially during the civil rights period, was that protesters that were bussed up here stayed here. The city was burned to the ground. This happened during massive riots throughout the 60s and 70s. Mass swaths of the city were torched and were never really rebuilt. It is one of the worst, most racist narco states and welfare states imaginable. In that neighborhood that I would walk every single day, racial epithets were screamed at us. Rocks were thrown at us because we were white people. This city is a sunken place. It is an unsafe place. I mean, if that's what happens to me, imagine what happens to somebody who's visiting here from a foreign country. Right? It's totally and wholly unsafe and a scar on the face of our country. And it must be healed. And President Trump is going about that heavy work.
DC is a scar on the face of our country. If that's so, what the fuck do you call them sundown towns in the South? Why haven't they been cleansed? Since the reason why you're bringing this up is because DC is so racist, right? They're so racist, right? What happened to all of them racist ass cities and racist ass neighborhoods in the South that are still prospering? Why haven't they been cleansed? You see, each time they wanted to get rid or they wanted to exile a minority or an ethnic group, so far, they have to give you a reason so that you can back them up. At least they have to give the stupid white people who don't know any better a reason so that they just fall in line. And now this is the one that they're trying to generate for black neighborhoods so that they can prompt this ethnic cleanse that they've already started. They've already begun, especially with the mass deportations. They've already started. Now, let me explain to you why I state we are currently in the conditioning phase of this all. Did you know that at the beginning of June, right, there were 700 troops that were deployed over to Florida and Texas? By the end of June, there were 4,000 guards and 700 Marines that were in Los Angeles. In the beginning of August, they deployed 1,835 guard troops to DC. And we are still in August when the Pentagon just announced that the military deployment to Chicago. Y'all don't realize that all of these troops just walking around amongst civilians has now become normalized? It's become normalized. When they first started doing it, we were hearing about it all the time. There was outcry. There was public outcry against it. And now it's become normalized. Same thing with the mass deportations. It's becoming normalized now, which is why I state we are in the conditioning phase of this ethnic cleanse that they are currently going through with. You want to know what's even more ironic? That on October 18th, 2024, Kamala literally stated that Trump will send the army after you. That he will send the army after you. And media outlets like The Hill Opinion said that it was a lie. They said that that was one of Kamala's newest lies. Damn, that woman is right. Black people, we need to start thinking of a plan. We need to start figuring out a way, an exit strategy if it comes down to that. Okay? Get your passport, get your papers, get a trade in case you have to leave the country and you need to pick up some work somewhere else. They are attempting to do it. They're not attempting. They're going through right now with the process of ethnically cleansing this country. They're doing it. Now, we can fight back, or we can also figure out a way to protect ourselves. I want to do both. But at the end of the day, I want all Black people to be protected. That's my main concern. That's my main want. That's my main desire. But yeah, that, that's literally, this is America.
Let's call remigration what it is, ethnic cleansing in a party dress. This is a far-right European concept to forcibly remove all immigrants and non-assimilated citizens and their descendants to their racial homeland, regardless of their immigration status. This is to create a white ethno-state. And guess who is creating an Office of Remigration in the State Department so that all agencies can work together on repatriation? Let that sink in. Remigration is a white supremacist and white nationalist concept to promote ethno-cultural homogeneity. And when you read the plan that a certain Austrian far-right extremist politician, no, not that one, another one named Martin Sellner, has promoted on his website, Trump's haphazard immigration plans start to come full circle. And by the way, this plan has also been adapted by the AfD. Remember them? That was Elon's favorite party in the German elections. Trump is making it very clear he doesn't want immigrants here, and in doing so is mainstreaming white supremacist ideology, being celebrated for it, and normalizing white nationalist concepts into our government.
Allegedly, America is going through what they call ethnic cleansing, right? That all these things we keep seeing, the whole deportations, the whole cleaning of, DC and all of that is called the ethnic cleansing. How true is it? Watch these videos.
All right, let's finish what we started. Because a world without black and brown people, it wouldn't just be dull. It would be dysfunctional. Let me tell you how much we'd take with us. Let's start with transportation. No traffic lights. Garrett Morgan. No modern highways. Latino engineer Guillermo Gonzalez Camarena. He also helped bring color TV. Say goodbye to that too. No gas-powered cars. Mexican inventor Victor Ochoa. He helped design one of the first. I hope you like walking. And let's talk food, because your plate, it just got real sad. No potatoes, tomatoes, chocolate, vanilla, corn. All from indigenous Latin America. No coffee. Ethiopians gave y'all that. No sugar or rice. South Asians and Middle Eastern traders, they made this global. And even the way that we cook and season food, African, indigenous, Caribbean, those cultural traditions, they help shape that. You're going to be eating bland and boiled everything. Now let's talk hygiene. The Moors, aka the Black Muslims from North Africa, they brought indoor plumbing, advanced sanitation, and soap to Europe when folks were still throwing waste into the streets. If we never existed, y'all would still be musty. Not opinion, just history. And if we're talking healthcare, just know that modern medicine wouldn't exist without black and brown people. Cataract surgery, Egypt. The first surgical instruments, India. Blood banks, Dr. Charles Drew. No advanced surgeries, no blood transfusions. If you get sick, good luck. And don't even think about electricity. The modern light bulb, it wouldn't exist without Lewis Latimer. Refrigeration, that was Frederick McKinley Jones. Now your food's rotting and your lights are out. And guess what? You're also bored out of your mind. Because there's no hip-hop, no jazz, no salsa, reggae, Bollywood, kung fu movies, and rock and roll. And guitars? Black Moors introduced stringed instruments to Europeans. The whole world just got a lot quieter. The concept of zero, algebra, advanced geometry, all trace back to African, Middle Eastern, and South Asian civilizations. Astronomy? Ancient indigenous and African societies. They mapped those stars before Europeans even knew what a planet was. Physics. The foundations of motion and engineering, they came from Arabic and African scholars, long before Newton showed up. Computers? You remember Guillermo Gonzalez Camarena? The color monitor. Poof. And here's the thing that stings. Y'all aren't surprised by any of this. You always knew. That's why you built entire economies off of stolen labor, stolen land, and stolen inventions. Thomas Edison gets credit for the light bulb, right? But Lewis Latimer made it work. Elvis Presley became the king of rock and roll by mimicking Black musicians. And when we did build our own wealth and communities, they were burned down. Tulsa, Rosewood, Wilmington. It'd be more than a country without culture and the relationships that you've built. No advanced medicine, no modern transportation, no working electricity, no technological advancements, no cultural influence, no innovation. What would be left if we took away everything that we gave you? Because from where I'm standing, not a damn thing.
What the Republicans are doing right now, what MAGA is doing right now, is not just extremely anti-immigrant. It is a admitted ethnic cleansing campaign. The people that are running this country are the people who have talked for years about great replacement, the idea that brown people are replacing white people in America, and they think that it's so horrible, and that they wanted to solve that problem. And now they have the full power of the government, and they're doing everything they dreamed of doing. And they want to kick out as many brown people as they can, as many non-white people as they can, and the non-white people they can't kick out, they want to disenfranchise, which is why they're getting rid of the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act, why they're basically bringing back Jim Crow. And if you didn't know, they're doing that. This is an ethnic cleansing campaign.
This is ethnic cleansing, nothing else. Remember, I'm an American, so I've witnessed ethnic cleansing my entire lifetime. The incarceration, arrests, beatings, and killings of Black and brown people in this country. Regardless of the Kool-Aid this country wants me to keep sipping with their indoctrination. Oh, the terrorist is them. It's him. Look at Yahya Sinwar. He's Hamas. He's terrorist. He was a prisoner for over 2 decades by Israel, who taught himself Hebrew to learn all about the Mossad and Shin Bet. Why do you think they want him so badly? He's an educated person who even tried to inform Americans that the Palestinians are suffering the exact same racism and ethnic cleansing. So learn a little bit and put down the Kool-Aid.
George Floyd was killed as a result of a racist ideology held by some people. The same type of racism that killed George Floyd is being used by Israel against the Palestinians in Jerusalem, the Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood, and in the West Bank, and by the burning of our children, and against the Gaza Strip, to siege, murder, and starvation.
Now, here are my questions, right? If America is really going through ethnic cleansing, where would they keep the blacks? Now, I'm not talking about the blacks that are immigrants. Now, I'm talking about the foundational black Americans. Where would it be? Because people are beginning to say, oh, they're trying to cleanse it for it to be like a white state or a white country, right? Where are you guys going to keep them? It bothers me a lot because apparently these people belt it. And when they come up with this whole birthright citizenship, taking of food stamps, healthcare, whatever, and all of that, they have been quiet. They're not saying anything. But the thing is, I just hope that this cleansing is not going to affect them as well. You could cleanse immigrants, it's fine. Right? You could cleanse people who illegally come into your country, it's right. But I will never understand cleansing or taking away people who were the real foundation of that country. Where are you going to be taking them to? Where? I can't even imagine America without black or brown people, to be honest. It's going to be a third world country. It's going to be a third world country. It's not going to be where it is today without these people. So I don't understand. What will be your culture? What will be your song? What will be your music? It's crazy. I don't want to believe it. But do you think this is true? Let me see that in the comments, please. Just comment. If this whole ethnic cleansing thingy is true and you believe that that's what they're doing, let me see in the comments. What do you think what will be the outcome of this whole thing? Probably I'm not really understanding it as I should, right? Make me understand it. Please make it make sense to me, right? I'll be in the comments. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, share this video to everyone, right? I want to have people, making contributions while I learn too, right? So it's Global Just with BJ. I love you so much. Thank you.